Hey, this is Knife Standards. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing and first impressions of a knife from Microtech. Microtech is most well known for their OTFs, their out the front automatic knives, but they also have a few manual models, and this is the latest from Microtech. I have not purchased the Microtech in a very long time. I'm trying to think of the last time. At least a year ago. I'd have to kind of scroll back in my videos to see what my last Microtech purchase was, but it just hasn't been that exciting. I think once you get your first couple OTFs, that kind of satisfies the OTF curiosity. And nothing has been super exciting from Microtech, at least for my tastes. So I haven't bought anything. But this came out, and this is kind of an interesting, one of a few interesting business decisions from Microtech. And this is the first interesting thing that I saw from them in, I don't know, year and a half or so. So I thought I would get it. These have been actually really hard to get, so I'm lucky I got one. This is the MSI, of course, the Microtech standard issue, and it is a manual knife. We will get this unboxed in just a second. But first, let's go ahead and talk about the couple business changes, business decisions that Microtech has made in the last year or so, and then we'll go ahead and get this unboxed. Before that, please follow me at Knife Standards. You can follow me on Instagram, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for a lot more knife content and weekly knife reviews. All right, so we'll get that out of the way, and let's talk MSI and Microtech. Let's get this. Should we get this unboxed? Ooh, okay. Folder, product manual. Cool. All right, I'm excited about this. We will get this unboxed. But first, let's talk Microtech. Just briefly, a couple minutes. First things first, Microtech is American made. So they do all of their production in America. I forget which state they're in. Maybe South Carolina? I should look up where their headquarters is and where they do their production, which state, but American made. And about, I think it was a year and a half ago, right around then, they started to outsource, very transparently, they started to outsource one of their models, outsource the production overseas to a Chinese OEM, to Reich Knife. And I've never handled a Reich knife, but from what or an OEM to Microtech by Reich, never handled them, but from what I understand, they're great. They do great work. But people were pissed, and I think they still are pissed. Because, I mean, you can see, look, never compromise, setting the standard for precision cutlery since 1994. So basically American made since 1994, and then they decided to go overseas. Is there anything wrong with that? Having something made overseas, OEM by a Chinese company? No, definitely not. They do amazing work. I mean, you can see they are our standard. There's plenty of examples. Nothing wrong with that at all. But when you have this never compromise, well, what is it? What is a compromise? You know, as far as knife production, are they compromising the heat treat? Are they compromising the assembly? Are they compromising where it's built or who it's built by? It just, I don't know. Personally, it doesn't like piss me off or make me feel a certain way, just because I don't care that much about Microtech. But a lot of people were mad. So anyway, I think it's a little bit goofy to have that on the box and then also be outsourcing just a couple models overseas. It just doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't add up really. If you're, let's say your company, or you're designing knives that are made overseas, made in China, OEM'd by a Chinese OEM, and then you do an American model, it's like, yeah, finally we got it to the home team, because of course I live in America, always rooting for the home team. But to have everything start in America and then outsource some stuff overseas, I feel like that definitely rubbed some people the wrong way. Anyway, let's go ahead and open this guy up. Let's see what we have here. Okay, we have a little, I feel like I'm ripping this, but whatever. Okay. Follow the action. Manual folder operation. Single, okay. Thank you for showing me how to open the knife. Sharpening, disassembly. Whether the function is altered. All right, cool. Yeah, Marfione, Anthony Marfione, co-founder, CEO. Yeah, so he started doing this podcast and posting a bunch on Instagram. So that's been interesting to see him talk about his knives. I feel like it's always like a limited, like we only made one of these, you know, so get to the website at 5 p.m. because only one was made, and then it sells out in like 3 seconds. I don't know. I think that's a little goofy too, but let's go ahead and get this guy out of, wow, this is giant. This is way bigger than I imagined it. That's what she said. Interesting. Definitely a lot bigger. It looks very kind of steampunk, Terminator, tactical. Let's get this out of the way. Cool. So it has their version of basically an axis lock, although there's a spring. So I guess it's more like a, what's the one on Spyderco's? You guys know what I'm talking about. I forget the name. It'll come to me. Okay. This is interesting. It's G10, of course. Just a big ass knife. I mean, not like, I think it's just bigger than I imagined it. So it's, you know, ooh, crunchy. Okay. Definitely needs to break in a little bit. The middle finger flick is not cooperating, but again, it is very possible that it just needs to break in. So anyways, we got G10 reversible clip. Got the little filler tab action. A lot of hardware, wow. MSI, serial number 1540. There is grease all over. This is like just lubed up, super greasy. Oh yeah, they greased up the blade. Okay. The clip actually feels nice. I don't particularly, oh, actually, you know what? This is interesting. It's so like super thin G10. I can almost squeeze the, like, bend the scales. The clip actually feels nice. It looks similar to their usual Microtech clip, but it feels different, a little bit looser retention, which I actually think is a good thing for them. So I guess the slow roll is the way to go, which works really well. Got a cool blade shape, got that kind of Warncliffe sheep's foot thing. The chipping is super slick, actually, but a nice spot to put my thumb. Another thing to file under, goofy, is the blade steel, which is M390MK, which, listen, if you're going to innovate or you're going to do something different, or you're going to, that's great. I think that's awesome. But when you keep it a secret and you won't tell anyone what the difference is between M390 and M390MK, that's absolute crap. I think the first day that they announced it, people were commenting. I saw Transparent Knives comment like, "Yay, can you explain the difference between the blade steels?" And they wouldn't. So I don't know, maybe they have come out and said what the difference is. Personally, I don't think there is a difference, but if there is one and you guys know what it is, let me know, because as far as I know, and I don't follow everything Microtech, but as far as I know, they have not said what the difference is. Of course, you can disengage the spring and then kind of flick it out. That works too. Ergos actually feel really good. This fits my hand really well. It's comfortable. Interesting knife. And by the way, this is not like a crap on Microtech video. I bought the knife, you know, this is something that I really wanted to try. I know it's not really like a detent, but the detent in quotes feels a little bit, I don't know, like mushy. I don't know. I'm gonna get this in pocket, see how it goes, wipe all the grease off of the blade. But again, I think it's a cool knife. Like I'm not crapping on it, but some of the things that they've been doing, and like, I don't know, like sure, we got 100% American made, which is great. Cool. I'm glad this is 100% American made. But then you have different boxes for, I don't know, for the Chinese stuff, which is fine. Listen, I have nothing against the Chinese OEM knives. It's just, I don't know, something about this. I think this sums it up. All right, this is my stance on it. You can't like talk trash. I mean, you can't, but I think it's not a good look to talk trash. Never compromise, American made, and kind of talk trash on the overseas stuff, and then have stuff made overseas. Like you can't simultaneously talk trash about it and then also be doing it. There's a name for that, you know? Like I think that is goofy. I don't know. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with having things made by a Chinese OEM, and of course, there's nothing wrong with having things made right here for the home team in America. I think that the way you go about it definitely makes a difference. Anyway, this is the MSI. I'm going to get it in pocket. I think it is a cool design. I wonder who designed it. I should probably look that up. Definitely an interesting take on the ball bearing lock. Is that what it's called from Spyderco? Ball bearing lock, axis lock. I'm going to go ahead and try and make this Spidey flick work eventually. Hopefully it loosens up a little bit, and I will be back with a full review. Thanks for watching.